Why is it a crime for a mother to want to show off?
First and foremost, I don't believe anything that you're doing is a crime or wrong morally, but here's why people have a problem with this. I did comment this in your comment section, but let me elaborate further. I want you to imagine every bully that you grew up with from elementary school to high school, right? Now imagine if they had said information about any of their victims' mothers like this. Imagine the level of trauma that they will inflict upon their victims with this knowledge. And I know you're going to say, well, OF is 18 and over. Like, come on now. As a kid, I could have easily bypassed 18 and over sites and used my parents' credit card. No one would be the wiser. So to pretend like children today can't do that, it's just being delusional. And what do most ladies who do this do on said pages? They'll be like, hey, if you donate a certain amount to me, I'll make a personalized video saying your name and doing stuff to myself, right? Because that's how you guys make money. Now think, imagine one of your kids' bullies does that to you and then shows this off to your kid in school. Imagine the level of trauma that's going to be inflicted upon your child. Imagine the level of therapy that's going to be needed and required to help them out for that. Again, I want to state this and emphasize nothing you're doing is morally wrong or a crime, but every action does have a consequence. And unfortunately, this is one of the consequences of said actions. So I need to emphasize that this is not your fault. This is not a wrong thing that you're doing, but you are on TikTok. You are stating that you have kids. It is very easy for any child who goes to school with your child to get this information about you, to get on your OF page, to lie about their age just to make an OF page, to buy your content, and then show off to the world. And again, this is more on the people who accuse you that this is wrong because they're wrong. They don't know how to articulate it correctly, and they're honestly just jealous and hateful that you're doing something that they can't do. So the people who are hating on you just for doing this, they're not right either. And no, that doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm just saying why it is a problem for any child to have their mother do this, especially on an app like TikTok where you advertise your page because that's where you get a lot of the traction as far as like new customers. But the thing is, end of the day, if we want to admit this to ourselves or not, TikTok is an app for children. So children are going to be watching your content. And at some point, they will be consuming said content, meaning the OF content. Again, I have to emphasize, nothing you're doing is wrong, criminal, morally wrong at all. But every action has a consequence. And unfortunately, you do put your children in harm's way of being traumatized by said bullies due to this information being out. And that's actually what's morally wrong and criminally wrong is anybody who would use said information to target, bully, harass, and demean and traumatize your children. But we do understand that bullies still exist. I know bullies don't exist the same way that they existed back when I was going to high school and middle school and elementary school, but they still exist in many forms. And we've seen evidence of this already, like that one chick who's a OF model and her little brother is on her podcast and he constantly states how his older sister doing this has ruined his life, has traumatized him, how people in his school be coming up to him like, hey, is it Pink? Talking about his sister. That's traumatizing. That child is going to need decades of therapy to get over that. That is horrible that that person has to live through that due to the actions of their older sister. Now, was that his older sister's intentions? No, but unfortunately, actions have consequences, and this is one of them. Not saying that your action is wrong because it's not wrong, but people will do wrong with said information. And that's the issue. Other people misusing this information. So again, I don't want to be disrespectful to you because I respect you. And the only reason I follow you is because you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you're a fighter. That's why I'm a fan of you. Like, I don't care that you do OF. I'm not going to watch your OF. You know what I mean? If I'm going to see your, fun bags, it's going to be because you gave me consent to see them, not because I paid for it on some website. You feel me? And I don't think I'm ever going to get there with you because I don't even know you. You're just some lady that I follow on TikTok. So I hope this answers your question, and I hope that I didn't disrespect you or insult you in any way, shape, form, or fashion because that was not my intentions. But I'm just trying to tell you why this can be an issue and why people have an issue with this when mothers make this sort of content. I hope you have a great day. Good luck on your next competition. Nothing but love and support to you. Take care.